to the regular meeting of the City Council. Would everyone bow their heads for invocation by Councilman Marr?
Lord, we ask you to watch over us today, watch over our proceedings, make us work for the good of Diamond Head. Help us, Lord, to gather together in your name to spread love, to spread truth, and to help the whole world grow better and closer to one another. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Devereaux. Councilmember Finley.
Here.
Councilmember Lisi.
Here.
Councilmember Cumberland.
Here.
Councilmember Clark.
Here.
Councilmember Moore.
Here.
Can I get a motion to confirm or adjust the agenda?
Motion to confirm.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lisi, second by Councilman Cumberland. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the the next regular meeting of the City Council will be held Tuesday, September the 3rd, 2024, 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. City Hall will be closed September the 2nd, 2024 in observance of Labor Day. Annual Paddle Paradise event will be held Saturday, September the 28th at the South Side Kayak Launch. Participants may register in advance on the city's website or on-site registration beginning at 8 a.m. the morning of the event. All right, City Manager's report.
Thank you, Councilman Cumberland. I'm sorry.
I've already done it. Go ahead. We'll
Somebody.
just keep calling each other names.
We can figure out who we're talking to here. Sorry about that. I did not have my city manager report, so I had to run and go get it. Just a quick update to give you on the different projects we have going on before we talk about the budget coming up next. The MDOT project, they provided me a schedule finally with a date of September the 1st to have the ramp finished and reopened. And then, of course, from there, they'll close the next one and then keep going. So our initial information we received was they would do counterclockwise. So they'll do the one headed towards Gulfport, then the one coming in from the east, and then the one going out towards the west. So if they stay with that same method, we'll let you know if they change it or anything else after that. Of course, that date of September 1st is dependent on the weather and whether they get everything done, but it looks like they're ready to roll that down and get some asphalt on there, so they're very close. MDOT also made the repairs that were requested on exit 20, so to help the residents as they're having to take that detour, so that was very good for them to take care of that. The Park 10 Road, the contract is for 403 calendar days with the current end date of October the 12th. The utility poles that were delaying the project have finally been removed, and all the wires taken down from those poles, and everything's now underground. So they have started working on that entire road coming all the way up to Park 10 Bowling Alley. It is a bit of a mess, unfortunately, trying to get in and out of the utility, Diamond Head Water and Sewer office, but they have made the provisions for you to get around and just have to be very careful within that construction zone. The leisure time extension, they are working that one, getting the sidewalks and lighting installed, and should be expected to have that finished by September with the whole project done by the 1st of October. Bowview 2, the notice to proceed was issued on August the 8th with a 60-day calendar day contract which should end on September the 5th. I've contacted the engineer for an update and did not hear back from them as of yet. I don't know that they're not going to have to extend that time. being that they haven't started on the project and they were still waiting on material. So I'll get back with you guys as soon as I know something more on that project. Kaliki Way, the substantial completion on that project is September the 10th. The contractor should have all the hydro seeding and pipe inspection completed by the end of this month and should be able to finish up that project on the set date at this time. Noma Drive Phase 1B, which is the building of the boat ramp, they have removed the cofferdam that was they had installed to pave or to install the new boat ramp. So that has been completed. They've taken that out. They've actually started putting in the piers for the pilings for the pier that they're building, and so they're moving along pretty well on that project. If you get a chance to drive down there, usually Monday through Friday the gates are open and you can kind of get down there and take a look at it. They're moving along well, and it's going to look really good when they finish. The rest of the drainage projects that we have going on, 8 or 9 of them that they are, we finally met with the contractor last week, and we have set a notice to proceed date of September the 9th to get those projects started. They have some varying dates on them. Some are 90 days, 120, and 150. So, but they'll be working on them. One project actually with a different contractor, SCI, they actually started today on the one by the substation between Rouse's and the substation there at Coastal Electric. So you should, if you've driven over that way, you should see where they're working on that drainage ditch to shore that one up. The canal dredging project, we're still waiting on that grant agreement. They're drafting that and should have it within, they said 2 to 3 weeks, and that was about a week and a half ago. So should be seeing that. If we're lucky, we'll have that at the next agenda for approval. Once we get that in place, and I'll get it on the agenda for approval, we have a construction schedule set for starting on March, April 2025. That is provided the city gets that grant agreement and funding all gets taken as anticipated. Coombe Branch, I'm meeting with the Kenichi Engineering tomorrow to determine some final detention pond areas and kind of start to set final design on that project so we can get started on it. The CRS program, as I said, we have submitted everything. The application visit is being processed right now, and we will get an update or we're waiting on an update and any comments back from the reviewer and get it finalized and sent to FEMA. So if all goes well, we expect to be in the program by April 2025 with at least a 5 to 10% discount on our flood insurance. The Noma Drive dredging, that's on tonight's agenda for approval for advertisement, and then we'll get those bids done and hopefully back to us by October the 1st. I do have a set of plans over here if you're going to take a look at it. It's dredging, so it pretty much shows, hey, this is where the hills are, and we're going to take them out. Not really a lot to the plans on that. And then also on tonight's agenda is the survey for the accepting the road and the hospital and library tracks where we're proposing to put the dog park. Once we get that approved by you guys tonight, the city will continue our discussions with Oshner about that property and see if we can get that moving. The rest of the projects we have really haven't gotten any updates on them, but for now. But the Monjoy Creek project, still working on that one. Hope to have that if we can get those permits taken care of. We can get that project out for bid as well. And then the rest of those mostly are Go Mesa projects, and we're working on those as well. So hopefully we'll have some new updates on those very soon. And of course the Jordan River Boardwalk, which we have no update on right now, but that's still an exciting project. So I love to talk about that one. Can't wait till that one happens. And that's it for me. Except for the budget hearing, which I don't know if you want to ask questions now. And
You just wait till after that. We got public comments from Ms. Vaughn.
Wait.
This, agenda item.
Excuse me, don't we get to ask about the city manager's report?
Go ahead.
So, John, I got a question. On number 9, CRS,
Mhm.
that's handling the FEMA stuff.
yes,
In addition to getting our flood zone worked on, we're coming where it might be in the next month or two, some hurricanes coming into our area. And what I'm wondering, are they also the ones that are going to speed of getting us the trucks to remove trees that fall down and all like that in a hurry, where we could get ahead of the line, like we did the first
right.
year we had them.
Nothing, the CRS wouldn't have anything to do with that.
Who's that
We have
doing that?
pre-positioned contracts already in place that we actually, maybe 3 or 4 meetings ago, not exactly sure, where we extended it another year.
And who's that with?
One's with Ashbrit and the other one with Ross. No, we're not Ross. Tetra Tech. So
Okay.
Tetra Tech does the monitoring of the work to make sure that how much they're saying we're hauling out is correct, and then Ashbrit does the hauling away. So
And they're on call for this year?
correct. Yes, I think the contract now is extended through August of 25. So
Okay.
or no, October of 25. So we'll wait till the new council takes seat, and then we'll redo those contracts for next
All right, thank you.
Councilman Clark?
No, thank you.
Councilman Cumberland?
No, thank you.
Councilwoman Lisi?
Just one thing. I wanted to thank you for all the work you've done with Oshner and the Board of Supervisors and Jimmy Ladner to arrange for us to be able to use the property by the library, between the library and Oshner for the dog park. I know a lot of people have thought it's not going to happen, so thank you for your diligence. And I just wanted to clarify, I think some people are under the impression that we're buying this property, and can you address that?
Well, the final hope is no. I would hope not. Like I said, I'm going to get back into discussions with Oshner, and they have led me to believe that they're more than willing to lease us the land for nothing, or even give us the property itself. So just got to get those final details worked out now that we have the track split up that the county
Right.
finally got taken care of. We can get back into those discussions, and hopefully we can make that happen.
Thank you. I
All
just wanted to clarify that on the record.
Certainly.
Thank you.
All right, public comments. Ms. Vaughn, is this an agenda item? Ma'am? Action agenda? Yes. So come on up. Come on up, Ms. Vaughn. Come on up.
Vaughn Biggs from 63720 Diamond Head Drive North. And I got to admit to everybody tonight, for the first time after all this time, I realize I am not in dress code. I have flip-flops on, and I'm sorry. So my comments are regarding the incident with Mayor Nancy DePrio and her son in the city parking lot. I saw on Facebook that Margaret Dutton was saying Mayor DePrio was shouting, so of course I had to go on there and watch that. And I never heard the mayor shouting. I watched it a couple times. Both of them never heard her shouting. I did hear Anthony get upset, making accusations, and yes, I agree that was over the top. But I do know that Anthony's on medication that will make him aggressive. He's very ill. And so if you're going to have an investigation, I really hope you will take that into consideration. I do think the entire thing could have been toned down by the offending Miss I don't want my picture taken on my t-shirt, just saying thank you for watching out for our city. And that everything would have just ended right there. But I don't think that's going to happen in this ugly environment where people just get ugly with each other. So I would like to suggest that in the future, the city just post on the calendar what days the activity center is being used, so there's no question. And that's all my comment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will now be opening a public hearing for the budget. Mr. John McGraw will take over from here.
Thank you, Councilman Finley. Get that right this time. And as well as thank you, public, for coming for the 2025 proposed budget hearing. There have been a few changes that we have made since the last workshop that we had. The main thing is we were told by our computer company that all of our computers, except for maybe 3 or 4, were at end of life due to Windows 10 going away. And so we had to upgrade all of our computers here in the office. So we've made some adjustments to cover some of the costs, and then had to add a few more expenses into the budget to cover for that. All right. Yeah, sure. All right. City of Diamond Head, our elected officials, everyone here. So what is a budget? The city's annual budget is a plan that projects estimated revenues and expenditures based on historical activity and future needs, city needs and goals to best serve the Diamond Head residents. So I've always said that it's really just what our goals and objectives are for the year expressed in numbers. What are we trying to do? What do we want to do? And this is how much it's going to cost to make that happen. Some areas of focus for Diamond Head: public safety being probably the number one thing that we always focus on, drainage projects, beautification, amenities, active community, commercial development probably needs to be moved up a little bit there, and efficiencies in public services. So our 2025 proposed budget expenditures for FY25 is $737,841. That is all funds. Broke down on that, and this may be a little bit off, but it's very close. The council approved FY24 ended with a excess of expenditures over revenue of $3.7 million, and that's mostly because of our ARPA money that we received ahead of time, as well as some other general funds that we actually our bond money also would have been the other big thing that caused that. So our proposed 2025 budget will also end with expenditures over our revenues of $2.7 million. And again, that is for the ARPA money, which we still are spending, that we received 2 years ago, as well as another $1 million in our bond money that we still did not spend on the road paving that we did this year. The 2025 general fund, now this is just the one main fund, taking out all the grants and other things that we have. Started out with a beginning cash balance of $5.5 million, and in 2024 with an ending balance of $1.9 million. Of that, 1.216 of that is more or less reserved for our 3-month expenditures. That's always a safe thing to do for yourself. So for next year, we're projecting a starting cash balance of $6.3 million, with expenditures exceeding that of $3.3 million, and ending with a cash balance of just a little over 1,027,000, and of that 3 months of operating expenses we're estimating is at 1.005. So we're just right where we need to be as far as financially goes in our expectations for next year. The FY25 revenues taxation is necessary, of course, to meet our annual operating expenses for the city. We have a rate of 29.5 mils that we are proposing for FY25. This will be no change from our FY24 millage request. The estimated assessed value for FY25 is 1.08 million, with FY24 being 104 million. So 1 mil for next year in FY25 is estimated to be $106,000, which is an increase from $102,000 from FY24. That's mostly because of new growth, which is a great thing to see our millage rate or our mill value continuing to increase. We do project our sales tax, again, for FY25 to be the same as FY24 at an even $1 million. We did, we feel that we're going to probably come up just a little bit short in FY24 on that sales tax collection, but not by much, 970,000, maybe 960,000, somewhere in that range. So we decided to go ahead and keep it at $1 million for next year. The FY25 revenues are broken down. Total revenues for FY25 are expected to be $26.9 million. General fund making up 22% of that at $5.9 million. Grants would be the largest at 59%, or 15.7, almost $15.8 million. Don't expect to actually receive all of that money because, of course, most of the, I think all of these grants minus the ARPA ones down here below are separate, and all these grants are reimbursed grants. So we have to spend the money first, and then they give us the reimbursement back. So if we don't make those expenditures, if we don't get those projects done within the fiscal year, we would not receive those revenues back. Mississippi Infrastructure Fund, that's our sales tax, online sales tax diversion. We're expecting that to be $582,000. That's what we use to pay our bond paving project, our note back. Solid waste, we're expecting $705,000. Drainage project, the Hancock County drainage project that they're providing for us, expect to be $1.8 million. Our ARPA state match about 1.9, and our ARPA money we're expecting about $500, and that's just in interest because of the money we still have left over, maybe a little bit more than that. And same thing for our bond proceeds. We're expecting about another $500 for interest that we'll earn on that money that we have currently in the bank. Total expenditures for FY25 we have at $29.7 million. The general fund is at $5.98 million. The infrastructure is $682,000. Again, that's our bond note that we have to make payment on, as well as other expenditures that are in there. Solid waste, we're expecting to have expenditures of $816,000. The American Recovery Act, $2.1 million. The Hancock County match of $1.7 million, ARPA at 1.9, and these are all the ARPA projects that we have, all that drainage that we have going on right now. So all that hopefully will come out, and we'll receive those monies, and as well as those expenditures this year. The general obligation bond, like I said, we have a little over $1 million left in that fund that we're going to do with paving for this year in FY25. And then grants, 51%, the largest expenditure overall at $15 million. The total general fund expenditures is $5,800,000. Total grant revenues, $15,793,000. And you can read them all there. I'm not going to read all those to you. Those are and that may not quite be all of them that we have. A lot of different grants that we've received over the years, and a lot of them are getting worked on and currently are being expensed. One of the biggest ones, is it listed on here? Oops. The Jordan River Boardwalk, that $1.8 million. Like I said, I think that's a wonderful project, so I'm going to mention that every time. We do have that grant agreement. We're starting on that one. This one we don't actually, we do have the Restore DEQ dredging of the South Canals at a little over $3.1 million. So, like I said, hopefully we get that grant agreement in the next few weeks, and then we'll actually be expecting to receive that revenue. And unfortunately, with revenues, we have expenditures. So grant expenditures, we're expecting to be $15.2 million, roughly about the same thing. Like I said, it's all reimbursable, so when we spend the money, we get the revenue back to cover that. So we'll see how all this goes. Like I said, most of this probably won't happen all within FY25 just because of the construction and timeline. So like the canal dredging, if we're not starting that till March, April, they probably won't be done by October. All right, looking at our solid waste fund, revenues versus expenditures, we're going to try to hold steady for next year and not raise the solid waste fees on our residents, and I think we can make that. We will be down to almost nothing at the end of FY25, so we will have to raise it for the next year. But we'll see. I haven't got the CPI actual number from the solid waste yet, so we'll see if we can't stay there, and we should have enough fund balance to cover this for next year. Total general fund revenues, $5,880,000. That is for the majority coming from ad valorem collections at 53%, and sales tax coming in at 17%. The others much smaller, 6-7%. But pretty much similar to very similar to last year and where those numbers were. FY25 budget information, what we anticipate for expenditures, we included a 3% salary increase. We also budgeted for a 10% increase in property and liability insurance, as well as 10% increase in our health insurance. We did not experience that health insurance increase this year, which was very nice, even though we had budgeted for it. So we'll see what happens for this year. And the other big expenditure is our new capital lease loan. So looking at each department that we have here, the legislative department, which is the six of you, the mayor and city council, you're the governing body of the city. You're elected for 4-year terms, and you perform the legislative duties while administration is assigned to me. You're probably the smallest. You are the smallest budget. Sorry. Salaries. Your mayor is $15,000. Council is $5,000 each, and you have a little bit of money there for travel, training, and your surety bonds. Next department is the judicial. It administers the collection of fines and costs imposed by the court, and is responsible for preserving and maintaining the records of the court, and is the liaison between the municipal judge and the public. So the total budget for the judicial is $155,882. 2 employees, the court clerk and the judge, who is part-time, and 3 contracted services, the prosecutor, the assistant prosecutor, and the public defender. Next department is administration, second largest, third largest department in this, for budget. The administration handles the daily operations of the city services and are departmentalized under the direction of the city manager. Administrative functions include the city manager, office of the city clerk, and finance department, and human resources, which include payroll, accounts payable, purchasing, and daily city operations. Total budget for administration is just a little over $1 million, $1,056,000. There are 5 employees: city manager, city clerk, deputy city clerk, finance clerk, and the receptionist, which is split between administration and public works. So it's a half and half on that one. The IT fees are $93,000. That includes the software that we purchase for our financial software, our website, as well as our IT services. $90,000 for legal fees. Capital outlay for mobile, $50,000, and capital outlay for others, $40,000. We also have a grant matching for next year in FY25 of $600,000, and $400,000 of that is hopefully going to come from Gulf Coast Restoration, and the other $200,000 we'll have for any other grants that we work on. And the administration takes up 18% of the total budget. Next one is the police department. We have an interlocal agreement with the Hancock County Sheriff's Department. It's been in place since 2012, July of 2012, but the city is responsible for all the equipment and vehicles for the officers that the Sheriff's Department provides to us. Officers responded to 15,996 calls since October 1st, 2023, and actually I can tell you that was from October 1 until July 31st. Because unfortunately I don't have August or September's yet, so you can see they are very busy and with a lot to do down there. The total budget for the police department is just a little over $1.2 million. There are 12 contracted officers, 1 captain, 1 investigator, and 10 officers that are on the road. The interlocal agreement for next year is estimated to be about $969K. Fuel's about $65,000, and we have a capital outlay of $55,000 for 1 new police car. And the only reason we did 1 this year for capital outlay is because the Sheriff's Department is going to provide 1 through capital expenditures from the state. So we got lucky for that one this year. And that's 21% of our total budget. Next is planning and zoning. Planning and zoning, duties of planning and zoning department are to carry out the development coordination in conjunction with building official and the staff. There are 7 planning and zoning commissioners, and the department receives and processes zoning applications for the city. Also, under that is the building department, which has code enforcement, and they issue the permits, building any kind of permit that we have. They also do the inspections with 2 full-time inspectors, and they review all construction plans for compliance, as well as just about everything else, any other plan that comes in. So for this year, as of probably Monday to Friday of last week, through from October 1st to then, they have issued 478 permits. They have issued only 31 single-family homes, which is quite a drop-off from last year, but most of that is because Elliott and Horton kind of had already pulled all their permits for the houses they were building in their subdivision and just haven't started again this year. They've conducted 2,492 inspections, and code enforcement has dealt with 1,404 complaints, which is significantly higher than last year, which I think was 68 or something like that. So it's been much better having a full-time code enforcement officer to be able to deal with those complaints. Subdivision developments within the city right now, the Diamond Head Lakes Phase 1, which was 47 lots, is nearly built out. There's about 10 homes left. I drove through it today. The few that are already built are sold, and they're just getting the last few houses taken care of. Diamond Head Lakes Phase 2, it's under preliminary plat review, and they're actually building the road structure right now, and then they'll work on the utilities for that one as well. And then the Diamond Head Lakes Phase 3 through 7 just has sketch approval right now, sketch plat approval. The Preserve Phase 1 has 23 lots, and that is complete, and all homes have been built out on that one. Phase 2, which is about 25 lots, has got preliminary plat approval, and they're doing the same thing currently. If you come down Diamond Head Drive West, you can see where they're building the road connecting from there to High Point. The Sanctuary Subdivision Phase 1, about 76 lots. It has preliminary plat approval, and they're doing the same thing, roads, drainage, and getting their utilities in place right now. And Mauna Kea, however you say that, Townhomes has preliminary plat approval, and that site's under development. If you go up there, you can see one pad has been put down, and they're just getting ready to work on that project. Some other developments, Beehive Assisted Living is still under construction. That one's, I think, going to become a permanent on here. Alfonso Realty Building has been completed, and they're waiting on the MDOT work to get completed so they can do their landscaping. Indian Hill, the site development permit has been issued, and so that project is going to get started here hopefully in very soon. And the Diamond Head Car Wash was a demolition permit was issued on that one, and so they have demoed that down. And if you haven't been back by PetSense and seen that, that car wash is no longer there. So the total budget for the building department and planning and zoning is $481,287. 6 employees: the building official, 2 building inspectors, the building clerk, the development coordinator, and the code enforcement officer. A couple of their largest expenditures are their professional fees for engineering that do the site review as well for subdivisions, as well as plans for any new developments, and legal at $30,000. The largest department in the city of Diamond Head is our Public Works, and they are responsible for everything. I'm not sure if that's what that says, but that's what they do. Total budget for Public Works for FY25 is proposed to be at $1.9 million, just shy of $2 million total. 17 employees. We have a director, 1 supervisor, 14 employees, and 1 clerk. That is, again, part-time, as we share her here with the administration. Street lights and irrigation, $210,000. That's, utilities is probably their biggest expenditure. Engineering for paving and drainage projects, $171,000 that we have. That includes our city engineers' cost. And then we have capital outlay for next year, budgeted currently of mobile equipment of $300,000, which will be the new loan that we'll take out, or the new lease we'll take out for that. Paving projects of $154,000, which is coming from the road and bridge taxes that we collect, and then other charges for about $75,000. And they do make up 33% of our total budget. Last couple, economic development. These are project or a department we have to help increase our economy and develop the community as a whole. Total budget in there is $113,000. There are no employees for this, but we do have city events and promotions of $55,000 that do a great job and really do bring in the people to enjoy the city. As well as a lobbyist at $48,000, and we have Orion Planning to provide some minor consulting at $5,000. Some of the city-sponsored events: annual Blessing of the Classic, which is coming up October the 9th. The annual Town Green Christmas celebration, which is the first Saturday in December. Excuse me. National Night Out, which we haven't set yet, but that will be sometime probably in October. Our 4th of July event, which we just had last month, which was a wonderful turnout and a great event. Our Barbecue and Brews Festival and Veterans Day Parade, which will be November the 9th, I believe, this year. And our Paddle Paradise event, which was just mentioned and talked about, which is the last Saturday in September, which will be September 28th. Currently, we already have about 80 people pre-registered for the event, so hopefully we're looking to try to get to 200 for this year. And then Open Jam, which is the 3rd Tuesday of every month, and then the Mardi Gras Parade, which for next year will be March the 1st. And that one will be interesting depending on how construction's going. So we'll have to get to that one. There are funding appropriations for FY25. We looked at everybody's and tried to make that everybody's information and that they gave me, and tried to work that out as best I could for everybody to get. Now, none of those appropriations are finalized until they're vetted by legal and match up based on whatever criteria we're required to have from them. Debt service. We are paying off our vehicle and equipment lease that we issued in 2021. So we're making payments 4 and 5 in FY25, and so that'll be a principal payment of $130,000 and interest of roughly $2,800. That's going to vary depending on the payoff amount. This will allow us to extend or create the new capital lease for next year and be able to purchase the equipment we need for Public Works so they can stay current and keep good equipment to be used. Our copier lease was issued in 2022, so we're making 12 payments. So payment 35 through 46 was totaling $5,700 and interest of about $90. So in 2026, we'll make those last 2 payments and pay off those copiers. The City Hall building that we're all in right now, we're making payment 11 of 15. So roughly $93,000 in principal payment and another $15,000 in interest. So we'll be getting closer than it'll be here before we all know it, making payment 15 of 15 and clearing that $100,000 out of the budget. So total debt service payments of $247,500. The sales tax diversion, online sales tax diversion, which is our Mississippi infrastructure budget, We have a total budget of $682,642. That is for, like I said, our general obligation bond payment, repayment, as well as our capital outlays for streets and drainage. And the last one I have on here is the American Rescue and Recovery Act, $2.1 million. That most of that, actually all of that, will be either engineering cost and or construction cost of $1.9 million. So we'll make those payments to all these drainage projects we have going on. Some of the other projects we also have, our Park 10 and Leisure Time Extension, that is our Commercial District Phase 1. Like I said, we're expecting that to be done by 1st of October, and they are moving along well on that one, and hopefully we'll have that done soon. The other big project is the Noma Drive boat ramp and fishing pier. As I said, they were driving the pilings for that pier yesterday, and should hopefully finish up on that today. And of course, all this depends on the weather. Public Works is actually working clearing the land for the parking lot, and have pretty much cleared it all off. So they've done a great job out there working on that project. And our last one, if we could just get this one going, would be so helpful and would be wonderful, is the Monjoy Creek Nature Trail. Just trying to get the last bit of permitting done that we need. And this picture is actually old because we show it coming way away from the creek. And it's actually when you get towards the end, we move back over closer to the creek. So we have to get an updated picture, I guess. Some of the other projects we have in progress, we have to talk about them every council meeting, and we still working on them. So nothing new there. In FY25, we'll have a new street paving project going on. Our commercial district phase 1, and we hopefully will start on phase 3 here very soon, getting those two projects, one finished and one started, and then we're trying to work on getting funding for phase 4 to keep moving on that, as well as the East Aloha phase 2, which would be the street lights and sidewalks on that road, which will finalize that whole project and make it look complete. So. And then the Jordan River Boardwalk. I think I've mentioned that one. The drainage projects we have going on, the first 5 there, or 6 are Go Mesa projects that we are trying to get the final designs on to get started there. And the rest of them, starting at Colo Court, are the ones that we have actually received the bids, and like I said, we'll start set bid date of September, or set notice to proceed date of September the 9th for the rest of those. So we'll be working on all of those, and then bank stabilization, we'll get back to that one when we can. And that is it overall.
Thank you, John, and the staff. I know I've never cared for budget. It's the worst part of any business, but I don't know an inordinate amount of work goes into it, and we appreciate it, or I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we just have to ask the public if they have any questions.
Oh, yeah,
This
I
is
got
their
it.
hearing.
Oh.
Do we have any public comments pertaining to the budget? All right, do we have any council comments?
This isn't really a budget question, but I did see you mentioned the Beehive Assisted Living facility is under construction. Do you happen to know what a time frame might be? Have you heard?
That one got delayed for a very long time, and I think it was the project manager over it got very sick, and it got put on hold for a very long time. But I do know, last I'd heard from Bo, that they had started back on that project and had started working on it. So I'll find out and I can let you know.
Okay, I'm just curious. I know some residents are very anxious.
Like I said, I think that one's just going to permanently be on here. It seems like.
Yeah. Thank you.
Councilman Cumberland?
I don't have a question, John, but the 2,492 inspections, the 1,404 code enforcement complaints that they've worked on, that's pretty amazing. That's a lot of work that you guys got done in the building department. And also, this presentation is one of the best I've ever seen. So good job on that. It was easy to see,
Yeah,
and I like it. Thank you. I know it was a lot of work.
Councilman Clark?
I agree with both of you guys. You know, y'all are doing a great job, John, and let's keep it up. No questions.
Councilman Marr?
No questions, but I also agree.
Well, I thank you all. I did print this out in black and white for you so that you can write on it as you were going along. If you do want a color copy, just let me know and I'll print one and put it in your box for you. Just when you print it on the color copier, it kind of gives it a glossiness and you can't really write on it. So
Is there enough money in the budget?
Yeah, exactly. Our color comes in the budget. Exactly. You beat me to it. All right, we'll be now closing the public hearing for budget. All right, motion to approve the August 6, 2024 regular meeting minutes.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Cumberland,
Second.
second by Councilman Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Moving to resolutions. Resolutions 2024-217, motion to adopt resolution 2024-033, thereby acquiring by donation certain real property located within the city from Hancock County, Mississippi for a public street and right-of-way.
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Lisi,
Second.
second by Councilman Marr. Resolution will be roll call.
Finley,
Yes.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-220, motion to adopt resolution 2024-034 to authorize grant application to Mississippi Outdoor Stewardship Trust Fund in the amount of $500,000 for Montjoy Creek Trailhead.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Marr,
Second.
second by Councilperson Lisi. Any discussion? Roll call?
Finley,
Yes.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr.
Yes.
Resolution 2024-221, motion to adopt resolution 2024-035, thereby abandoning a 5-foot drainage utility easement on each side of the common property line between lots 5 and 6, Golf Terrace Estates, Phase 1. The parcel number is 067K-2-36-156. The physical street address is 8715 Diamond Head Drive West.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Cumberland,
Second.
second by Councilman Clark. Any discussion?
No.
Roll call?
Finley,
Yes.
Lisi,
Yes.
Cumberland,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Marr.
Yes.
Do we have a motion to pass the consent agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Cumberland,
Second.
second by Councilman Clark. Any discussion on any of the items?
Nope.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Action agenda. Agenda item 2024-212. Motion to disavow the actions that took place in the parking lot of City Hall on July 26, 2024, involving Mayor Nancy DePrio and her son Anthony DePrio, taking pictures of license plates in the parking lot and threatening to run the license plates in order to determine if the party was using the activity center for free, is not a representation of our city, the city administration, or the city council. The activity center was lawfully rented. The actions taken by Mayor DePrio are hers and hers alone. They do not represent the Diamond Head City Council, nor do we approve of this type of conduct. No credible evidence of misconduct by the city clerk has ever been produced to the city council. We do not believe any of the accusations made about the city clerk during the events that took place on July 26, 2024.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Cumberland,
Second.
second by Councilman Marr. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Marr?
Yes. I would like to read the letter issued by the Casano Law Firm that was addressed to the city manager, the city attorney, and the city council, dated August 15th. And it says, "Dear John, Derek, and City Council, I have been retained to represent Jeannie Klein regarding the hostile work environment created by Nancy DePrio. Jeannie Klein has an impeccable record of public service spanning over 37 years. She has enjoyed an excellent career as city clerk for Diamond Head and is a tremendous asset to our city. I suspect that the entirety of City Hall, perhaps less the mayor, would agree without hesitation. It cannot be ignored that Nancy DePrio has done some amazing volunteer work for the Diamond Head community. Perhaps this motivated her move into politics. Unfortunately, her political motivations have taken a bizarre and disturbing turn. John, Derek, and each of the city council members have personally experienced the conduct to which I refer. When each of you came onto the city council, Mayor DePrio greeted you with open arms. Then, when you failed to support a position of the mayor or vote with her, you were not simply a council person with a different view, you were labeled as corrupt and attacked by Nancy on social media. If you dared question the mayor, you were a part of a witch hunt. She has done the same with the staff at City Hall for failing to kiss the ring when requested. I have observed each and every one of you receive the unwarranted wrath of Mayor DePrio and her proxy, Anthony DePrio. We have all observed her bizarre strategy of engaging in some untoward conduct, then getting ahead of the consequences by portraying herself as the victim on social media. She has alienated City Hall through her repeated attacks, and she blames everyone else. Well, it has finally gone too far. Demonizing the victim will not work this time. The city has finally achieved a working relationship with the multiple government, quasi-government bodies that function within. The city, Diamond Head Water and Sewer District, Diamond Head Fire Department, Diamond Head Country Club and Property Owners Association, and local businesses are all functioning together for the betterment of Diamond Head. There is one glaring exception that cannot be ignored. Mayor Nancy DePrio is essentially 0 and 5 with these entities. She has alienated the leadership of every entity by making public statements and social media posts through unfounded claims of government corruption. These comments are often echoed and exacerbated by her proxy, Anthony DePrio. I only point this pattern of conduct, because it must be patently obvious to everyone at City Hall, again, with the exception of Mayor DePrio, that the drama and toxicity of Mayor DePrio prevents a healthy work environment. The mayor has a well-established pattern of creating a hostile work environment for the city staff that have failed to serve at her beck and call. Mayor DePrio and Anthony DePrio have used social media and public communications to intimidate and harass city employees, including Jeannie. On July 26, 2024, the mayor crossed the line, this time documented in video, photograph, and memorialized in a written statement. It is my understanding that information of this event was reviewed and discussed in the last city council meeting, including the Diamond Head Police Department's body camera footage, the Hancock County Sheriff's Office incident report, and supplement number 1 narrative, and photos taken by the innocent renters of the city's activity center. To that end, on July 26, 2024, Anthony DePrio, at the request of the mayor, engaged in a pattern of harassment and defamation of Jeannie Klein that has been unprecedented to date. Specifically, the mayor and his son drove to City Hall to investigate vehicles of tenants that leased the premise for a wedding reception. In the video, the mayor asked her son to collect information for Jeannie Klein. Again, contrary to her written statement, Anthony clearly stated in the video that he was gathering tag information because Jeannie Klein had been misappropriating city property for her family's use. Anthony suggested that he is fighting the corruption and bullshit that goes on in City Hall. As you know, none of this is true. There is no evidence of corruption by Jeannie Klein or any other employee of the city of Diamond Head. And there is certainly no evidence of Jeannie Klein misappropriating city property of Diamond Head or committing any criminal activity. Instead, This is another chapter in the ongoing toxic work environment created by Mayor DePrio in her and her son's delusional theory that City Hall is corrupt. There seems to be a never-ending search for this evidence because none exists. Instead, the mayor and her proxy Anthony continue to harass, intimidate, and slander city employees. Anthony DePrio has viciously attacked all to whom this letter is addressed on social media. The extent to which the mayor was merely an enabler versus an active participant in Anthony's unhinged behavior has previously been left to speculation. The video clearly indicates that Anthony DePrio is serving as the mayor's proxy in a never-ending list of bizarre acts against the city council, the city attorney, the city staff, current and former, the Diamond Head Water Sewer District, the Diamond Head Fire Department, Hancock County Board of Supervisors, the tax assessor, Jimmy Ladner, and numerous small businesses in the community and a number of citizens in the community. Jeannie loves her job and co-workers with the city of Diamond Head and would like to continue to perform her duties without further harassment, intimidation, and slander from Mayor DePrio. And we hereby request that this matter be discussed among the council with hopes that the council censure the mayor's inappropriate conduct and admonish her to cease and desist such actions against my client to prevent further damage. With kindest personal regards, I remain sincerely yours, the Casano Law Firm, Michael J. Casano. Thank you.
Sure. Councilman Clark?
No, sir.
Councilman Cumberland?
I don't know what to say that hasn't been said already on social media or in that letter, but this isn't what I signed up for. I didn't. I don't want to be a part of that, and it's just sad and it's embarrassing. That's it.
Councilwoman Lisi?
Yes. I wish the lady who spoke earlier were still here because she said something that I think we need to address. If Anthony DePrio really is ill, why would she have driven him up here to? That boggles my mind. And so I'm sorry to hear it if he is, but seems like that would be a good reason not to bring him to City Hall to interact with constituents. But I think, I really hope the public understands that, the position that we're in right now is to protect the employees, and we have to think about liability for the city. We can't have people accusing city employees of criminal activity. It's completely unfounded and reprehensible. We are complicit if we know that this is going on and we don't do anything to stop it. And that is the position in which we find ourselves. It's not about being mean, or this is not something that we can ignore. The city's already had to settle a lawsuit a couple city managers ago for, a hostile work environment. We can't allow it to continue if we know it is happening, and now that we do, we've got to take action. So this is where we find ourselves, and I think it's regrettable, and I don't think anyone's enjoying it, but we've got to do the right thing.
All right. Agenda item 2024-210.
So,
sorry, I'm sorry. Let me back up.
Yep, back up just a second.
And we need a motion. There is a motion and a second. And we have a motion and a second. All right, then we did okay, gotcha. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now, agenda item 2024-219, motion to approve the re-subdivision of Diamond Head Commercial Area, Northeast I-10 Diamond Head, lots 17, 18, and 19. The property owner is Hancock County. The property address is 4550 Shepherd Square. The tax parcel number is 131E-1-13-005.
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Lisi,
Second.
second by Councilman Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Routine agenda, claims payable. Motion to approve payroll payables, PR claim 10203 in the amount of $27,972.50. PR claim 10204 in the amount of $28,751.40. PR claim 10205 in the amount of $3,048.79. And the docket of claims DKT 231977-DKT 231986 in the amount of $46,034.32.
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Lisi,
Second.
second by Councilman Marr. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve the department reports.
Number 19.
Keep moving those down on me. There we go. Number 19, motion to approve docket of claims DKT 232040, DKT 232073 in the amount of $516,561 and a penny.
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Marr,
Second.
second by Councilman Clark. All in favor?
Aye.
Now, can I get a motion to approve the department reports?
So move.
Motion by Councilman Cumberland,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Lisi. All in favor?
Aye.
We have no public comments on non-agenda items. Do we have any closing comments from the council?
Thank everyone for being here. It's nice to see friendly faces.
Yes, thank everyone for coming. And again, thank you to John, the staff, the budget. It was great. The presentation was fantastic. Councilman Marr,
Sure.
anything for you?
I'm good. I already shut off my mic.
Okay. Anyone else? Do we have any reason to go into executive session?
No, sir.
Then may I ask for a motion to adjourn?
Still moved.
Motion by Councilman Clark,
Second.
second by Councilman Cumberland. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.
Who is? Ben? You going to lock? I can. Go to
Yeah, well, no.